listeners are as important as our guests. Join in on the conversation. 504-341-8255. The New Orleans Talk Network.
This is Congressman Cedric Richmond, and you're watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Joe Lapinto, and you are watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
Ready? Hey, it's you and your credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. I'm your host, Remus Bowman. Thank you for joining me today. We're here. It's Monday. It's 12 o'clock, and I've got a very important show to share with you today. We're going to talk about debt collection agencies. You know, one of the things that come along with the robocalls and the relaxing of rules, which is, the debt protection agency is gone now, so it feels like you're under attack by all different sources. And what most people don't realize is that the credit bureaus are private entities. They're private corporations. So what they do is they make money by selling your information. And a lot of times we think that they want to be fair with us and we want them to help us out in some kind of way, by providing what they're supposed to do is provide correct information on your credit reports. However, you got these banks who have reduced their restrictions. And so the reason why they've reduced their restrictions is so they can have an opportunity to sell you a product and make that profit, the juice or the interest, the highest possible interest they can on each sale. Not very long ago, when I was going through cancer treatments, and I realized that my income had gone down a great deal because of my illness. I didn't have any collection agencies call me. I avoided that type of situation because I'd already restructured my finances because I knew I was getting sick. But the thing is that because of what we're going through right now, a lot of people, and there's more people in debt right now than any other time in the last 40, 50 years, because what's happening is a lot of people are being forced to take contracts with companies based on higher interest rates, and especially when it comes to automobiles and things like that, you're signing agreements for loans that more than likely you're not going to be able to afford. And so over a period of months, your situation is going to change. You walk into a dealership, you bought this, you went in, you were hoping to get a car for maybe $200 to $300. You end up signing a car for $550, $600 a month, plus the insurance. And most people don't realize that the cost of the insurance, just as the price of the automobile, is based on your interest rates. Based on your credit score. So as a result, the lower your interest rates, the higher your credit, the higher your payments, on everything. So there's a greater possibility of you having to go through adverse situations, phone calls and that kind of thing from lenders because they're most interested in keeping these loans on the book. They'd rather keep those high interest rate loans on the book longer, even though that eventually they know that you're going to probably run out of gas and they're probably going to end up repossessing the vehicle. But as long as they can, they're trying to collect those high interest payments. If you have an automobile and you're making monthly installments on that automobile every month, what I want to suggest that you do is to contact your lender and find out what percentage of your loan is being paid towards the principal and what percentage of the loan is being paid towards the interest. And, in some cases, it will freak you out, man. It'll totally surprise you how much your interest payments are actually going to the principal of your loan. Most people, when they go in and they have very low scores, now, at first, we have a tendency to think, wow, man, God is good. I got the car I needed. That's a good thing. If you need a car, you got to go to work. You got to transport your family. You got things that you've got to do, so you have to have transportation. No one can live within any environment and not be able to function outside of leaving their homes. So transportation is the key. But here's the deal. So now you got transportation. Now instead of working on your interests, or working on your credit reports and trying to increase your credit scores, we have to fight our butts off just to try to keep afloat because our payments are probably a lot higher than we can actually easily afford. So we don't have any money, and we don't put together a plan to refinance or to get out of high interest rate loans, and that's one of the things that we really should consider. When you go through an adverse situation and your scores are very low and you're forced to sign these high interest rate contracts and you're signing loans that are higher than they should be, higher than standard or normal rates because you're in a particular situation, the first thing you should do is, okay, so you got the car. Now, your next objective should be to try to put yourself in a situation where you can either refinance that car or trade it in and get something with a lower interest rate and bring your principal, get into a contract where your principal is closer to a reasonable amount versus the interest. And what will surprise you is that, let's say you're paying a $500 a month note every month. What will surprise you is that car, that older car or 4 or 5 year old car with 60 to 80,000 miles or maybe 100,000 miles on it that you're paying that $500 a month note for can probably be paid off or paid down within a reasonable period of time if you are able to get out from under the high interest rate contract. A lot of people fail to do so. And so, when things are going good, the last thing they think about is some kind of way to relieve the burden of high interest rate contracts that they've made agreements to. And so consequently, they try to run the long run. And, they say, well, I've been paying it every month now. But what happens if you lose your job? Or if you get sick? Think about it. These older vehicles have a certain amount of shelf life where things start breaking on them, and their value is not even close to the amount that you're paying every month, and consequently, what happens is you lose the desire to continue to make the payments because it becomes very, very difficult. Everybody goes through adversity. It's not the adversity that you go through; it's how you deal with it. And as Michael Jordan once said, is you miss every shot that you don't take. So by trying to correct your financial situation and trying to improve your credit score, it will help you to be able to refinance or trade in a vehicle, because what happens is a lot of companies in today's market, you'll see some automobile manufacturers that are putting real high rebates on their vehicles because we're going through a scenario right now where automobile sales are slowing up. So had you started 3 or 4 months ago, you might be in a situation where you may be able to trade out of your current vehicle with the high interest rates into a newer vehicle with lower interest rates and still save money. But, of course, here we are, as an advocate for smart purchases. I got involved in the credit restoration business, credit repair business, because I saw limitless numbers of people who were continuously contacting me who because they needed to buy automobiles because I was in the automobile business. And, the tears that I saw. As a matter of fact, I have friends on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. So I have a number of people that I associate with through the internet. But there was a special friend that I hadn't heard from in quite a long time, and I'm not sure if the person was again. As a matter of fact, there were a couple of people that were interacting that I saw some information from on Facebook over the last couple of days, who I can remember vividly when I started doing business with them, and the situation that they were going through at that time. And a lot of times I'll have have memories of these situations, and I also remember talking to a lot of the people that are involved in the automobile business, especially general managers and owners, because they don't really give a shit about people having high interest rates. Their objective is to sell a car or sell the product. So I not very long ago I had a guy that he challenged me because he told me straight, "Are we on break?" Let's take a break, man. Hi, I'm Remus Bowman. I'd like to invite you to join me every Monday at 12 o'clock. We're going to provide information for you that's going to give you the opportunity to feel confident in whatever it is that you need. When you have a good credit score, you can get whatever you want at a low price, low interest rates, and that's the way it is. That's you and your credit on Mondays at 12 o'clock.
The New Orleans Talk Network, now on your mobile device, on your computer, in your ear and interactive. It's new, it's innovative, and it's on your mobile device. Android, iPhone, iPad, and on your computer. Take us wherever you go. Because we're interactive. 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Hey, we're back. This is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. I apologize for that. I was reading some information and I looked up, and all of a sudden we were on a break. So anyway, my point is that because we failed to prepare ourselves for opportunities to reduce the interest rates on high credit cards or high automobile loans or insurance payments. So we kind of like just keep trucking along in this muddy water. And the reason why I'm making this point is because, let's say, for example, some things that most people don't know is that automobile insurance payments, homeowners insurance payments, are also based on your credit scores. So one of the things you may consider when you originally purchased your automobile, and now let's say, for example, if you walked into a car dealer and you didn't have any credit, but you've made all your payments on time over the first 90 to 60 days, 60 to 90 days, or maybe let's say 120 days, 6 months, and you've made them on time, then you should have established a pretty good credit score. If you made those payments on time for that period of time. Now, what you may want to consider if you're in that particular situation is, number one, first thing, I get a copy of my credit report to know what my scores are. You can do that very easily by going to unionyourcredit.com or unionyourcredit.us, and we have an option on our website where you can get a free copy of your credit report, and that credit report is available to you free of charge for 7 days. You can download it, you can print it, you can look at everything that's on there, and you can also view what is needed that you need to work on. And if you need some help with some ideas on how to improve your credit score, you can drop me a line, send me an email. As a matter of fact, directly under the option to get the free credit score is a form that you can fill out. You pass it up, that you can fill out. There it is, right there. And that form is emailed to me, and what it tells me is exactly what it is that you'd like me to do. I'll also be able to view your credit score because you've given me your login. Now, if you want to save money on high interest rate credit cards, automobiles, insurance, then that's the prescription. The prescription is you walked in, you had a low credit score at the beginning. You've made decisions that have increased your credit score, so now you're in a different bracket. But first you got to verify it. So you pull up your credit score and make sure that your credit score is going to be in a good position to help you do it. And then you might want to contact, number one, your automobile insurance company and get a new quote. And I promise you, it'll freak you out because I've had more people because I used to own an insurance agency. And so what happened is a lot of people will come in and say, well, I don't know why my insurance rates went down. And, the last thing that the insurance agent even thinks about is the fact that that the rates are generally based on your credit reports. So as a result, that could have been the reason why your rates went down and save you a little bit of money on insurance. Also, you of course clean driver's record and that kind of thing. So the second thing you want to do is, if you qualify and if your scores have gone up, is to see if you can refinance the automobile. And if you can refinance the automobile, you can generally get a. I'm on the air right now. Can you call me back in about 30 minutes?
Of course.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. You can generally, if you increase your credit scores, you can generally get a lower payment on your automobile. First things first, pull up your automobile payment card, get your account number, get all the information on your credit on the automobile payments. Contact the lender, find out how much of the payments that you make is going towards the principal, how much is going towards the interest, and you might even ask them what's your interest payments. What are your what is the interest rate that they're charging you for the loan? And the reason why you want to do that is because if you're going to shop to reduce the payments on your automobile, you may want to do that first of all by knowing what your interest rates are on the loan that you're looking to shop. My objective is to try to help give people ideas on how to make their lives a lot easier. We make lives a lot easier by doing great things. One of the best things we could do is reduce the cost of things that we gotta have. We gotta have an auto. We gotta have insurance. And once you can do that, then you're good. You may also, if you, let's say for example, you had you went into Cox Cable and you went into that same situation and it required you to put down a deposit, but your interest rates have changed. You may want to shop around to see if you can get a better deal on your cable bill, and close out those accounts and go on to an account where you don't have to put any interest, any down payment down, and it'll save you money right there. I see we have a call on line one. And it's my good friend George. Hey, George, how are you today? Hello? Hello?
Yes, I'm
588. Hey, what's up? Hello?
Believe it or not, those interest.
Are we having problems with the auto?
588.
I hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
I believe it was 14%.
I tell you what, I can't hear you.
Versus one.
So why don't you do this? Buzz me on my phone and I'll put you into because I want to take your call, George, because we had a very important topic that we were going to talk about today. Unfortunately, we're having a little problem with the audio here at the station. And my programmer just said, I'm fixing it. He just sent me a text. But it's a very important program that you were telling me about, and you've told me about it a couple of days. And I was really excited about having you come in the program today so we can talk about your second chance initiative, that I think it's a very important, worthwhile cause. And we want to give people second chances. We talk about second chances with credit all the time, but what it is that you're trying to do I think is a little bigger than that. So if you'll call me on the cell, I'll be able to hear you then, and we can have a conversation. This is madness. No matter how hard you try, there's going to be adversity in your life, man. We all go through stuff, no matter what it is. But as I was saying earlier, so over the last few days, we've had people, and we're seeing the evidence, the fruits of our hard work. And I saw a good friend of mine sent some information. I think it was her birthday, and that was cool. And some information on Facebook, and I was thinking about this girl bought 3 cars in less than 2 years, man. And I remember her tears. And she's been through a great deal, and I'm sure she's a survivor, and she looks beautiful now. So we've seen, because we've been doing the union credit's been in existence. Next month will be 5 full years. 5 years. 5 wonderful years. And we've been able to help quite a number of people over that period of time. We've got people who bought houses, bought new cars, driving Mercedes, and the whole 9 yards. And, you can judge yourself based on the contribution you make to others. It's not always about how much money you make. It's about what you can give back and the effect that you can have on someone else's life without putting a tag on it, putting a price on it. You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. I'm your host, Remus Bowman. It's time for our break. We will be right back.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
New year, new show. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M. Lawson, and I'm coming back at you with the new year of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And this year, we're moving to Monday night with brand new exciting guests and engaging literary conversation. And we want our listening audience to be there with us because this is going to be a year you will not forget. Catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m., right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. And you can also reach us on the Meet the World Image Solutions Facebook page, the Meet the World Image Solutions YouTube page, and we're on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. So catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you there.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
Peace. We're back. So anyway, as I was saying earlier, it's about the number of people you can have a positive effect on over a number of years. And next month makes 5 glorious years through everything. I can honestly say I'm very happy. I wish I could have had more of an effect, more customers. Hey, George, we got it fixed. It's fixed. The line is fixed. Call back through.
I'll see if I get my man Richard. I got my Richard on the phone. I'm
Oh.
going to give him the call back.
All right, let's go. All right. And So if you can have positive effect on people's lives, it's a wonderful thing, no matter what. Hey, is the Duchess still on? We've been getting a few phone calls this morning. It's not how difficult it is, how you make it through, man. Just keep on. Hello, Miss Triggs. Hello. Hello. Just keep on moving along. Just keep on moving along. But anyway, hello. So anyway, it's kind of nice. Today's show was actually supposed to be about not credit reporting agencies, but credit collection agencies. And there's something called the Collections Approval Act that was enacted through Congress to protect consumers from Fair Credit Protection Act that was enacted through Congress in 1977 to protect people from being harassed by collection agencies. And, in lieu of what's going on in today's world, as I said earlier, we're having a situation where banks have reduced their criteria. It's a soft market for buying automobiles. So what they're doing is they're putting a lot of automobiles in service with numbers that a lot of people, and they already know, are not going to actually be able to afford over a long period of time. And so what's going to happen is we're going to have, within too long, we're going to start seeing we're going to start seeing a lot of repossessions, and we're going to start seeing a lot of phone calls from a lot of people who are signed those contracts with companies that are above their ability to pay. So, in essence, what's going to happen is this is what happened before. It's the same exact situation that happened before back in, I believe it was 2005 to 2006, when everything just kind of went bellied up, and all the banks were going out of business, and all the automobile manufacturers were going out of business. But it's like that only on steroids, because even though we should know better, but people are being forced to sign these contracts, sign these agreements, even though they already know that those payments are above what they're capable of making on a long-term basis. But it's the fact that they need the automobile. So when you go out and you make this purchase and you think about it while you're sitting there, you say, can I truly afford this? Or should I go back to the drawing board and either fix my credit before I sign for this contract, or should I have a plan on even though I'm forced to purchase this vehicle at this time, am I going to have a plan on how I'm going to reduce these payments in a certain period of time? Let's say 3 to 6 months. Am I going to try to figure out how I'm going to increase my credit score within a period of time so that I can get a little closer to a realistic payment situation that I can actually afford, that's not going to put me in an adverse situation. But as I said earlier, so inevitably, what's going to happen is because we've got so many people signing these soft contracts, soft market contracts, these banks would rather you sign these contracts with these highest interest rates than they would to have you sign contracts with lower interest rates because they make greater profit. Is it time for our break? Because they make greater profits on those contracts. So at that point, it looks like it's time for our second break. This is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network, and we'll be right back.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Well, what's up, everybody? This is boy Coach Hurricane here. You can follow me on Facebook at Henry Singleton or on Twitter at HenryHayoU15.
Listen, this is your boy Fred. Listen, you can follow me on Facebook at Brandon Fred Jones, or you can follow me on Twitter at BFredJones.
This is Jeremiah Gray, man, with G Sports. You can follow me on Facebook, Jeremiah Gray, AKG, and on Twitter, G_paid in full 08.
Pay me the money! money!
This is Charles Stewart.
And the Reverend Dr. Anthony Williams.
We are Church Without Walls.
And we are here today to give you information that you don't normally get at church.
We come your way every Monday morning, 11 to 12.
Call in with your comment or your questions, and we'll be glad to try and answer them for you. If we don't have the answer today, we will get it to you on a message.
Don't you dare miss it.
Hey, hello, we're back. This is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. I'm your host, Remus Bowman, and we are back. We've only got a few minutes left in the show, and I apologize because we've been all over the place today, and I haven't been able to get my message out today. So I feel a little stunned. It hasn't been a good day. But anyway, I was talking about how we can anticipate a higher number of repossessions, automobile repossessions, and things like that, and a lot of phone calls from collection agencies. And whether you realize it or not, these guys have rules that they're supposed to follow. And today's show was supposed to be about those rules, and we kind of got a little off market here. So what we're going to do is next week we're going to talk about the Federal Consumer Financial Protections Bureau, which was enacted in 2014 under President Obama, which was supposed to keep people from being harassed by collection agencies and to keep the banks from making bad debts and the whole 9 yards. And keep people from, going through adverse situations while they were being contacted by collection agencies, and to keep the banks from making unfair loans to people. Now, what's happening is as I said earlier, it's what they call a soft market. So a lot of loans are being made now especially on automobiles, that probably shouldn't be made. But at the end of the day, what you need to do is you've got the opportunity, now that you're involved in these situations, to try to reduce the interest rates that you're paying, and to move on and dealing with these situations over a period of time. There's also a situation that comes up with when it comes to collection agencies, when it comes to medical bills and student loans. And what happens is a lot of people are not expecting these phone calls. Let's say for example, you walk into a hospital, and you get a different bill for one thing, and a different bill for something else. Even start charging you for aspirin, and bottled water, and just about everything else. So you're getting all these different collection agencies that are contacting you, and you may want to have, number one, keep a copy of everything that you receive from the hospitals so that you'll know exactly what your financial obligation is. One of the best things that ever happened was, I remember I got sick back in, I think it was '07, and we went to a hospital. Had health insurance. We went to this hospital out in Jefferson Parish, and when I got home, I'd been in the hospital for a couple of days, and it was a very difficult time. But I had great insurance, and it covered everything. So all I had to do was pay the deductible, and that was a wrap. But going into the scenario, a lot of times, because of the way the billing system is with these hospitals, you end up with bills coming from all over the place, and they're flying in like targets, man. You go to your mailbox one day, you get one bill. Go to the mailbox the next day, you get a different bill. So how do you communicate with these bill collectors on bills, especially bills that you feel that you may or may not be the person who they need to be talking to? A lot of times, these credit collection agencies will find it easier for them to harass the customer rather than to communicate with the insurance company, and so they'll try to, sometimes in some cases they try to collect from both. So how do you know if you're being taken advantage of by a collection agency? And there are rules to when they're supposed to call you. They're only supposed to call you from 9 in the morning to 9 at night. A lot of times, I've heard stories of collection agencies calling people and telling them they're going to have them arrested, and the whole 9 yards. And this show was supposed to answer a lot of those questions. And what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to put together a more comprehensive opportunity, and we're going to come back and we're going to redo this show next week, and try to get it in a situation where we're going to have it where people are actually going to be able to benefit from the information instead of being all over the place. So this is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network, and there's some very important information that we need to share with you, that we'd like to share with you, and hopefully we'll be able to approach it very soon. If you have any questions for me, you might want to go to You and Your Credit on the youandyourcredit.com or youandyourcredit.us on the website. Hey, George, you back?
I'm back, man. I'm back.
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, I'm really enjoying your program. At first, I couldn't talk, but I can listen.
Okay.
And sometimes it's best to be quiet.
I want to talk about the Second Chance Initiative, man. I was really kind
The
of
what?
disappointed. The Second Chance Initiative that you're getting ready to do. That you're trying to put
Well, I
together.
just launched it. It's called Let's Try It Again.
Okay.
It's for people who had misfortunes
Okay.
and circumstances and need it, and want to get back on track to make the adjustments in their lives. We educating them. We training for a skill. Right now, I have a manufacturing company and a custom tailored company, so we're gonna be training in manufacturing sewing, alteration sewing, custom tailor sewing.
And that's Let's Try It Again, George.
In my warehouse as a manufacturer sewer, we're gonna have companies set up their own employment. They want to open an alteration shop as well as a custom tailor shop. We're gonna provide them with all the training, all the tools, and all the jumpstart money to get the business going. It's called Let's Try It Again.org. That's the website. Let's Try Again.org.
I know you were telling me about the program. Have you put the website up yet?
Yes.
Okay. So
let's try again.org.
Let's try again. .org.
No, let's try again.org. Again.org, right?
Yeah, let's try again.
.org.
.org.
Right.
That's fantastic. And didn't you tell me that was something for prisoners? For people that have gone to prison?
Second chance. Yeah. Second chance people.
You know, George, that's one of the things I think the whole thing that we do with credit is all about second chances. I think most people.
Right. No, our program is the same. I just come from a meeting where I was waiting to call to talk to the guy on how could I incubate your system with my people to help them. You know, because right now they have your credit as your character witness, as your character reference.
Right.
So I'm gonna have more information from you next week or the week after on how we're gonna be able to filtrate what you're doing into what we're doing on a larger scale to help more people.
Well, the thing is that we need to just keep that information going. You know, we live in a society now where most people, when they get that second chance, they would have learned from the difficulty that they or the bad decision that they made previously. And so all they need is a second chance. And then they're ready to go, man. They're going.
Hey man, what our study shows us that most folks who get a second chance don't have a place to start a second chance.
Yeah.
Nobody would give them jobs. Nobody would give them training. Nobody want to give them housing. Nobody want to give them credit. Nobody. So normally.
I remember.
Makes our neighborhood more dangerous. Where if we train them, it makes it more safe. If their credit score is good and they can buy what they want, they become a better citizen. That's just the numbers. That's not me saying that. That's the research. That's the science.
Numbers never lie, brother. Numbers never lie.
Right.
People need it. They need that little shot in the arm, that second chance, brother.
We all do.
George, the show's about to end in 17 minutes, but I'm sorry we didn't have more opportunity to get you on earlier, man.
I'll be back. What Arnold Schwarzenegger say? I'll be back.
Well, it was really kind of frustrating for me that we weren't able to do it, and at the
Don't
level
matter.
that.
It's behind us.
But I'm looking.
You get a second
forward.
chance. You get a second chance. Don't worry about it. We give you a second chance.
I'm looking forward to. I love helping, man. One of the things
Hey, man,
you
get
always.
a second chance, so don't worry.
Yeah. One of the things you always tell me is, you say, Remus, you don't ever worry about money. I actually do, but it's not about me. It's about what I can do for someone else. And if I can help someone else, I'll walk over high coals to do that deal, man. It's just the way I was raised. This is who I am. It's been my pleasure. It's You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. I'm your host, Remus Bowman. And we'll look forward to seeing everyone next Monday at 12 o'clock. Have a great week.